Hello YouTube. I'm making this video now because I have been poisoned yet again by these Gangstalkers, which have unfortunately turned out to be my neighbors at this point. There's been a flurry of activity since I first started blogging about Jacqueline Grieg, who got blown up in the 2010 San Bruno PG&E explosion out here. I put that on my blog, and that just kind of set off a flurry of this gang stalking activity. I think it was a blessing from God that I watched an Alex Jones show who had a certain doctor on there that talked about organized stalking, and right about the same time those two events happened when I blogged about PG&E. I saw this Alex Jones show that mentioned gang stalking, organized stalking, and what it was, and that kind of clued me into what was happening. So that's how I was able to become aware and start making these videos. But I got severely attacked after I put on my blog that I knew I was being gang stalked and that I was 100% aware. And part of that attack was poisoning. As I've said in some of my previous videos, I believe that I've been poisoned with some sort of biological, possibly chemical, binary type of poison, binary agent, so that people can... I've already ingested it at some point, the one part of it, and now all people have to do is take the second part of it, which is totally harmless to them, but when I'm exposed to it, I get these symptoms, and the symptoms are ringing in the ears, pressure in my sinuses and head, ocular hypertension, which is pressure in my eyes, sinus drainage, and what have you. But, excuse me. Tonight it was really bad. I have this neighbor who's in apartment 57, I believe. His name is Dean Masiello. I'm going to put it on my blog. But anyway, basically, I kind of identified him as one of the lead gang stalkers. And he came by my door today when I was just getting ready to go out. And he pops up right as I'm leaving out. He likes to be close to me, or try to get close to me, and he tried to talk to me because I wouldn't talk to him after I had identified him as one of the gang stalkers. And as soon as I saw him, I started to back up, and he tried to talk to me at my door, and I said, you know, I'm sorry, I can't talk right now. I quickly went back in the door, but apparently that was enough to be exposed to whatever this other part of the binary agent was. My head started ringing. I started to get the same symptoms, you know, of pressure, but not so much. It's just my ears are ringing right now. And the attacks of other gang stalking behavior, like the activity, the street theater, and the noise campaigns and stuff, they seem to slow down. So what I'm thinking is that they poisoned me with something they know is going to take effect right about now, or what have you, and they probably don't have to spend all this time doing the street theater and all of the other antics that they go through because they think the poison is probably taking effect. Now, to those of you who aren't targeted individuals and don't know about gang stalking, I know this is going to sound crazy and it's going to sound pretty weird, but I would just suggest that you read my blog, read how lucid and intelligent my mind seems to be, and look at some of my other videos. I don't do drugs, I don't do alcohol, I'm a Christian, and I try and lead a clean life. But part of that is me speaking out against injustices. And that was one of the reasons why I called PG&E on the carpet for blowing up what I believe to be a mother and daughter on purpose. And you can read about that on my blog too. My blog is http://allstaractivist.wordpress.com. My name is Eldon Brown, Eldon James Brown. And anyway, I'm feeling really, really loopy right now, really drugged and torpid, kind of slow, and I'm wondering if that's not the purpose of all of this poisoning that I'm being subjected to. I'm wondering if, because they couldn't break my will, because they couldn't break my spirit, and because they couldn't break my sanity, they're going to try to break my intelligence by slipping me some kind of poison, dosing me up with some kind of poison that's going to lower my IQ. That's kind of what I think. So that's another reason why I'm making these videos, to establish a baseline. And if that is the goal of what they're after, to make me stupid, then you'll be able to see the gradual decline. But at this point, I feel I have to name everybody that's involved. You know, I have charts of the interior of this building, so I'll be putting that up on my blog. And it will be password protected, so you'll have to have the password to get it. And that password will be released upon my demise, or if it is determined that I have suffered some sort of brain damage from this poisoning that I'm undergoing. And it will identify those that I think was involved. But that section on my blog will be password protected until such time as I feel it's necessary to release. So this is really just a terrible thing to go through. It's totally disruptive of your life, if you can imagine. I'm worried about my family. You know, what if something happens to me? I can't take care of them. And I'm not a bad person. You know, I'm trying to stick up for what's right, trying to help people, and you know, trying to fight off this gang stalking, which I don't think anyone is worthy of or deserves. For the last 10 years, I've been a good guy. I haven't been arrested or done any bad things at all. I've really tried to rehabilitate myself, which is what I thought society wanted of me as an ex-offender. 20 years ago, I got some felonies. Anyway, I've tried to rebuild my life after that, but with this gang stalking and how pervasive it is and how high up it goes, government sanctioned, really, U.S. government sanctioned, it makes me really wonder and worry about the future of our country, irregardless of what happens to me. It's just a very saddening thing to see that there are this many people involved in a conspiracy that would seek to subvert our Constitution, our rule of law, and due process, civil rights, individual freedom of rights. It's just terrible, you know. So anyway, I'm leaving these videos hopefully as a testament, which are going to be backed up also on some sort of non-volatile media like CD-ROM or DVD. But I'm leaving these videos as a testament that in case anyone else has been targeted an individual and they come across this, you know, possibly they can glean something that will help them protect themselves. And if you know, the tables turn on the gang stalkers and there becomes a form available where they can be held accountable, I can present this evidence too, that hey, you know, I am a victim and this is what happened to me. So anyway, pray for me, you guys, and I'll be praying for myself too. I'm really worried about this poisoning because they brought it right to my front door. I can't leave my door without smelling this baby powder and then having my ears ringing. So I've actually got a respirator that I used to use as a hazardous materials worker that I'm actually going to put back into service. And so I'm going to have to walk around, because I don't know who's going to be spraying this baby powder, but I'm going to have to walk around with, you know, this respirator and some NIOSH air filters on to try to protect myself. But yeah, hopefully with these videos you'll be able to see if my intellect and mental capacity degrades and goes down. Right now I'm feeling really loopy, I'm feeling really just almost drunk, and my ears are ringing. It's almost like I've been anesthetized. So, you know, hopefully I can still stay with you guys and offer some usable advice on targeted individuals and whatever else I may be interested in talking about. But if they've killed my mind, there's not much I can do about that. Alright, you guys, pray for me, y'all. It's getting rough. Until next time.